Dr. Cutter here with the Chainsaw Hospital, and today we're going to be working on Nathan. And Nathan is an MS311, and this is about a 2011 model, I believe. Yeah, 2012. 2012 model, and Nathan has came into the hospital here with a couple of complaints, and so let me read them off here. So Nathan has, let's see here, it's bogging in the cut, so maybe need to tune it or check the fuel filter, fuel line, carburetor gasket, or diaphragm or something like that. And we have a bar oil leak. So when Nathan came into the hospital here, had a little accident in the case that he came in, but that's okay. We'll take a look at that. There's a missing screw on the top cover, and the chain is really dull. And from the looks of it, my quick inspection there, the bar needs to be kind of tuned up a little bit too. So here's the missing screw here. You can see that there. I might have an extra one floating around here. If not, we can definitely get one from the Stihl dealer. And let's see, so there's that. So we're going to check the air filter. That could be a problem with the bogging too, if that hasn't been cleaned in a while or ever. I've seen that. Not necessarily on this one, but we're going to check it out. So here's the chain. Let me get you in here a little closer so I can show you the chain. So you can see the chain here is really rounded over along that top edge, and this corner right here is just completely gone. So we're going to check that out too. This is going to need some dental work for sure, but I think we can handle that. So let's go ahead and get that going. Something else I like to check is this, if there's a lip right here, and there sure is. See right here where this link is open, but I should not be able to slide the screwdriver and have it stop right there. So we're going to need to do some work on this bar too. And let's check this side while we're at it. Oh yeah, see right there, it should just slide right through, but it gets hung up because there's a big lip right there. So we'll check this bar to make sure it's square. Get rid of those burrs that are along this edge. In fact, there you go. You can see the whole screwdriver just sliding along there. And we'll get that fixed up. And yeah. So let's go ahead and I'll get started on this chain because I want to have a sharp chain if I'm going to be checking for a bog issue. So I just want to make sure the chain and the bar are all in the kind of the best operating condition as possible, and that way it'll help me determine what's going on with the engine there. So to remove the side cover, we're just going to take these two 19mm or 3/4 nuts off the bar studs. We're just going to back those off a little bit, and then we should be able to get them by hand. Alright, yeah, that's not too bad. Got a little gunk in there, stuff. So when I like to take these apart, or when I take these apart, I like to, kind of inspect and make sure there's nothing weird going on, because it could be boggy because the chain itself was binding up or something on the bar or the sprocket or whatever. But I'm not seeing anything right now, so let's continue investigating. So supposedly there's a bar leak here, and I can see there's a lot of gunk coming out right there. So I'd say, yeah, there's probably definitely something going on underneath of there. But we'll tackle that in a little bit. Let's go ahead and get this bar straight. So I've got the bar off and the chain off here, and I just like to go through and kind of see how the extent of the lip, and it looks like it goes all the way up to the sprocket nose there. So with the whole thing's actually it's okay down there. And then on this side too, I'll go through and just kind of, yeah, I can feel it the whole way up. So all the way up to there. And this side too. So that's okay. So I'm gonna go get the sander and knock this burr off. Got my Milwaukee sander polisher here, and I've got this adapter put on there, and then the sanding drum. I'll put a link down below to all this stuff, so check that out. So here we go. We're just going to take our bar, and I'm going to hold it like this. I'm just going to hit the sander, and we're just going to knock this burr off of here. But I'm not holding it at a 45. I'm going to be holding it almost flat, but kind of at an angle just a little bit. That makes quick work of that burr. And I'm just going to keep doing that to the rest of these, you know, over here. Just be careful with your hands, because these are sharp. They will catch your fingers. Once I got all the burrs and stuff cleaned off, I don't feel any burrs on the top here, but I might just go ahead and run the dressing tool across in just a minute. But first I'm going to try to clean out any gunk that might be built up in there, and get that out of the way, and just kind of get it ready to go. Just checking these oil holes. See how that oil hole's got a bunch of gunk in there? Push that through, and just come through with this tool. It'll pull it all out. And contact me in the future if you're interested in a tool like this. I'm going to have a better design that I'll be selling. So it'll be a Chainsaw Hospital tool that you guys can purchase to help the channel out. So you can see how easily that cleans these bar grooves out, and it's just the right size to push that dirt in the hole and clean it right out. One last thing I like to do is sight down the rails and make sure that the bar is straight, and it is, so that's good. So let me go ahead and grab the dressing tool, and we'll just touch these the tops of these rails to square them up a little bit. All right, here's the dressing tool. This is the Laser brand. I know a couple other companies make them also. So we're just gonna go through here and just kind of true everything up. Yeah, still a little bit of one over there. Yeah, that feels good. All right, let's go ahead and get this side. So once you get the bar rails squared up with the dressing tool, you want to go back through with the cleaner and just clean up any gunk that gets built up in there. You can see that wire shavings and stuff will kind of get piled up in there. So a reason you'll want to get your bar kind of cleaned up first is because I noticed when I was doing the bottom, we'll call it this side here, the bar rail on this side here was really tall. So what that was doing was causing the chain to ride in there kind of crooked, you know, so it was off center like that. So one of the reasons that would cause the saw to be boggy was because the chain was actually going into the cut, you know, crooked. It was actually trying to go through like that, and that could be why. So that's a really easy thing to kind of check first, is to get your bar and chain sharp and straight and trued up before you go just, oh, it's junk, it's burnt up, or it needs a carburetor or whatever. You know, do the basic stuff first. So let's go ahead and get this chain on the grinder here and touch that up, because it's in rough shape. When I get ready to grind my chain, I like to put it in some gasoline to clean off a lot of that bar oil and other debris and stuff. So I have just this mason jar here with some 2-cycle gas, and it's just some old junk that I'd poured out of an old saw. And what I'll do is I'll shake it up and help, you know, agitate some of that debris off of there. And you know, you can see I'm wearing gloves, so the gas will, you know, I'll keep that for quite a while. Then what I'll do is I'll actually filter it through a rag, and that rag will catch a lot of the old debris and junk, just to reuse this gas. You could use kerosene, I'm sure, too, or anything, you know, anything like that. Just, I don't put this on the grinder until it's completely dried out. So what I'm going to do is go blow it off with some compressed air to expedite that process for us. But you can see it cleans up. It still looks wet, obviously. It's got gas all over it, but it gets all that oil off of there, and a lot of that varnish will come right off from the somebody was cutting, looks like they were cutting pine, or these cutter teeth actually might have gotten pretty hot to where some of the sap and stuff from the trees had gotten stuck on there. So, but that's at least a good start. It gets a lot of that gunk off of there for the grinding wheel on the grinder doesn't get all gummed up. So let's go blow this thing off so we can put it on the grinder without catching it on fire. I've got 55 degrees here. I've got 25 degrees down here on this one, and I don't have any offset there. So I'm just going to go through all these teeth and just touch them up a little bit, not taking too much off at a time because I don't want to roll a burr over. Helps if I tighten it down. Okay, that's not nearly enough, so we're just going to move that forward a little bit, tighten it back down. There we go. So I'm just going to go through all these like that and just clean them up. I've done both sides of the teeth, the left-hand cutters and the right-hand cutters. So now all I'm going to do is just advance this forward just a little bit and take another round with them, both sides. I got the teeth sharpened up fairly well. They need some more touching up, but that'll be enough for us to get testing with. Next up is dropping these rakers back here a little bit, and to do that I'm going to need to put this on the bar so I can use my little tool. There's a burr on that one. Oh, there we go. Just some of that junk actually got rolled up there. That's why I like to try to clean that mess off of there. So let's go ahead and get this on the bar, and that way we can get these rakers knocked back. I'm going to go ahead and set our bar tension here. You can see the chain is a little floppy down there, so all we're going to do is just tighten. I'm going to hold up on the bar. You can see how the bar moves up. I'm going to hold up on the bar, and I'm going to tighten up this side tensioner until the chain just touches the bottom of the bar. And there it goes. And then we're going to go ahead and tighten these down. I like this ratchet scrunch. I just got this. I'll give a full review on this soon, but so far, you know, I don't want to do a review before I actually test it out and tell you how much I do or don't like something. So that's it. So we've got our chain tensioned up there. You can see it just snaps right back on there, and everything is nice and smooth. All right, so here's our cutter teeth. This is the right-hand cutter, and the raker for that, left-hand cutter, raker for that one. And this is a Husqvarna tool. And the new tool I was telling you about earlier in the video is going to have a file gauge on there for the rakers. And again, more to come on that. Let me know if you're interested. I'll put you on the list for one for sure. It'll be a limited run at first to see, you know, how much people like them. But anyway, we got a flat file on a handle here. This is the Husqvarna one too, and so I've got it on the soft setting because I know I'm going to be knocking more of this off later. And I've got some soft wood I'll be cutting with this to test. But here you go. You put the file on there, and you just file off the raker to where it's flat with this gauge right here, and that's it. And then you go to the next one. So I'm just going to go through all these and do that to every tooth, and then we'll go give it a test cut. All right, I've got Nathan here. And I've already got him warmed up, ready to go. Well, it was over there for a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and choke it here and see if we can get this thing going. All right, there we go. Just one pop, and I'm going to pick it up to the next selection. there you go. Nathan is running great. I think after, you see the cuts that I made, had no problems at all. A little bit of dental work on these teeth. Remember, we're going to go back in and finish them off once we get done. That was just enough to make sure it ran right. And a little bit of bar work. We got rid of those burrs. So this is the end of part 1. And that's enough for us to kind of get an idea of what's going on. And the next up, part 2, we're going to get into this oil pump and this bleed that we've got. We got that leaky oil coming out of here. We got a bleeder and we can't have that. So remember, take care of your small engines and treat them well.